Picture this, it's a beautiful spring morning. You're taking a nice stroll around your rental property, and you smell something rancid as you walk past one of your units. Thoughts of bird songs and sunshine are replaced by your worry about your investment and questions. What in the world is that smell? I don't want that kind of life for you, because your rental property should be a peaceful and wonderfully smelling place, not a place that smells so bad tenants want to leave it as soon as possible. And that's why we made this video. Keep watching to learn the best strategies for getting rid of the unwanted smells in your property. First things first, you need to understand where typically the bad smells are coming from your units. Here's a quick look at some common culprits. Dishwashers are notorious for causing bad smells that are hard to identify. They can contain rotting food and lingering grease that doesn't wash out during a normal cycle. You may also be able to fix the problem by wiping the interior with a damp cloth and sprinkling some baking soda on the bottom of the dishwasher before running a hot water cycle. Refrigerators can also cause bad smells in your rental unit. They can contain bacteria and mold, especially if rotten food has been inside the fridge for a long time. To prevent this, get rid of any rotten food as soon as possible, clean the fridge thoroughly, and leave the door open for a while if possible to let it air out. It's also possible carpets are causing the bad smells you're experiencing. They can trap pet odors, cigarette smoke, and other scents that are tough to remove. To fix this problem, you may need a professional carpet cleaning service. It should be obvious, but it's worth mentioning that garbage is a common cause of bad smells on rental properties. Make sure your tenants are disposing of their trash properly and often enough to avoid lingering smells. Next on our list is pets. Animals may urinate both in your rental unit and in common areas throughout the property. The best way to avoid this is to not allow pets on your property at all. If that's not a step you're willing to take, then you may want to charge a higher deposit to pet owners so that you can use it to pay for professional cleaning when necessary. Finally, smoke is another common culprit of poor smells in rental properties. It can come from things like cigarettes, cigars, and other substances as well. Unfortunately, these are pretty hard to get rid of. That's why it's super important for property managers to enforce smoking policies on their properties. If you're having an issue with smoke odors, professional cleaning is likely going to be your best bet. Alright, so now we've covered what can cause some of those unwanted smells on your rental property. Let's get back into the tactics you can use to remove these smells. We've got 8 for you to consider. The first thing you should do is deodorize the air in the impacted unit. That means opening up windows to improve air circulation, and it also may involve using air purifiers and odor eliminators. You could even look into ozone generators that are designed to eliminate unwanted odors from the source. Once you've gotten to work on deodorizing the air, it's time to tackle the carpets. Not literally, that sounds painful. But carpets are great to holding onto terrible odors, so it could take some work to fix that problem. One good method is to sprinkle some baking soda in a thin layer over the carpet. You can leave it there for a few hours and then vacuum it slowly. That should do a lot to improve the carpet smell. Next, get to work on cleaning the ceilings and walls. You can scrub these with a mixture of white vinegar and warm water, or you can pick up a chemical cleaning agent from the store if you really have a tough smell on your hands. While cleaning your ceilings and floors, you can't neglect any hard floors that the unit may have. These can be mopped with soapy water and some disinfectant that will remove the dust and dirt. And if that doesn't work, you may have to steam the floors to fix the problem. You may also need to replace the HVAC filters as well, especially if someone has been smoking in the unit. Air filters should be changed every few months anyways, so you'll probably want to replace them in between tenants, regardless of whether they're smelling or not. It's also possible that the unit's windows are contributing to the unwanted smells you're experiencing. You can scrub down the windows and corners with a common window cleaner. And if you have drapes, you may be able to clean them in the washing machine with a cup of white vinegar. Just be careful with this one because vinegar is a natural bleaching agent and could cause some damage to the drape. Next up, get to work on those cabinets and drawers. These can hold food products that may create lingering odors, kind of like what we talked about with the refrigerators earlier. You can wipe them down with vinegar on a cloth and leave them open for a few hours to dry. By the way, I hope you got bucket loads of vinegar because depending on how bad your situation is, you may need a lot of it. Finally, if you make it through all the other steps we've covered and you're still noticing bad smells, it may be time to call a professional. Professional cleaners have better equipment and more experience. They're experts at fixing the smells that seem impossible to get rid of, and you may be able to use a tenant's security deposit to cover the cost. Once you've experienced enough awful smells on your rental property, you may want to pull your hair out, but there are steps you can take to ensure you don't feel the same way in the future. Here are 3 tips for the proactive prevention of unwanted smells. Smoke smells are very difficult to get rid of without professional cleaning. Most landlords decide it's better to avoid the issue entirely by banning smoking on the property, and you may want to make the same decision to simplify your life. Pets are another major cause of smells that may be better off avoiding entirely. If you're having problems with urine smells and stains, then banning animals from the property could be your best option. However, you would be limiting the pool of potential tenants by doing this, so think carefully before you make that decision. And finally, you can do a lot to improve the smell of your rental properties by simply inspecting the units more frequently. You have to schedule these inspections with your tenants, but if you complete them every quarter or so, then it will help you discover unwanted smells before it can affect other units. So that about wraps it up. When you own a rental property, some bad smells are part of the deal, but if your property persistently smells worse than it should, then it may be time to make some changes. You may also want to consider a property management platform like DoorLoop to help improve your maintenance process. With built-in features for scheduling and tracking maintenance requests, it becomes much easier to fix issues that can lead to unwanted smells much faster. You can sign up for a free demo at doorloop.com to learn more. But whatever you decide to do, we hope you found this video helpful. Don't forget to like and subscribe to see more videos just like this, and we'll see you soon. Until next time.